First, a quick glimpse at the exciting things in store this week now. Last week, I gave some serious consideration to Rob Reiner and Gus Van Sant as movie directors worthy of commentary. This week, I'm starting by polishing off the thoughts that arise from tragical loss of young worthy life, as it is a phenomenon that has been witnessed too frequently. I believe that there are negative forces that deliberately militate against healthy living, and they are most criminal in nature. When we network, the effort to have proper, honest agreements can be made difficult, to say the least, when corrupt individuals have taken a strong lead in hypocritical abuse of people to whom they have pledged promises of greater virtuousness than they carry on through with. A very nice young film that River Phoenix was in with Ethan Hawke in 1985 offers some amusing relief. A boy obsessed with 50s sci-fi movies about aliens has a recurring dream about a blueprint of some kind, which he draws for his inventor friend. With the help of a third kid, they follow it and build themselves a spaceship. Now what? Created by writer Eric Luke and director Joe Dante. Ronaldo and Clara gives the following review. Funny and inspiring, probably the first film I ever saw with both of these qualities. I was 6 when it came out, and though it stars three boys, The Tomboy and Me came out. Even as an adult, I watched it recently again. I became awed by the scenes of the boys constructing the spaceship. The writer and Dante were good about packing in little extra details like the talking mouse, Wolfgang's strange family, the kids using walkie-talkies, the dog who chews gum, the drive-in movie, Ben writing a will, one of the kids living in a trailer, etc. Without being hokey, these tidbits add more depth and charm to a story that could have been called a Mickey Mouse approach to E.T. These kids are older than Elliot and smarter, and the film doesn't go for tear-jerking scenes, ever. Some of the direction reminds me of Spielberg. However, instead of this film being a kid's approach to space travel, it's a space travel approach to a kid's film. That same year, River appeared in Family Ties. See him here in this photo with Michael J. Fox. Stand By Me became a very iconic, successful movie that was all about a quartet of kids. Corey Feldman, the one next to River with specs, has posted videos on YouTube talking about problems of pedophilia in Hollywood and the movie industry. Clearly, there are more than one or two stories on the internet of troublesome exploitation. I believe there still are plenty of people who are not out to abuse anyone, but nonetheless there is always vigilance because lead us not into temptation is not respected equally by everyone, even people who are given government authority. River plays a difficult teenage son in this harrowing, gritty family drama. In Mosquito Coast, Harrison Ford is Ali Fox, an inventor so disgusted with America he pulls up roots with family in tow and moves to Belize. He proceeds to build a new life in the jungle using his mechanical skills. River Phoenix was only 16 years young, and director Peter Weir uses his attractive, appealing, youthful image to contrast with the mature mad scientist father mentally deteriorating at the end of his rope. In A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon, a charming womanizer must find a way to get $80 to elope to Hawaii with his one true love, or else go to his father's chosen business school. Phoenix says Jimmy Reardon is a spoiled kid who has sex more on his mind than anything else. Not atypical for someone his age. He's a chick magnet even when he's not trying. Matt Perry is another one in this who flamed out relatively early. Little Nikita has Sidney Poitier as an FBI agent who discovers an all-American family to be deep cover Soviet sleeper agents. He befriends their unaware son, Jeff Grant, a normal kid reeling from the shock of discovering this. Phoenix gives an angst-ridden performance of an all-American kid whose whole world comes crashing around about him. The action and drama is really primarily psychological, with the heart of the film hinging on the Poitier and Phoenix relationship. In 1998, the stakes were sky high and the Cold War themes were progressive and unusual. Presently, Trump's constant favors to Putin bring this reminiscence to relevance again. In Running on Empty, the Popes are a family who haven't been able to use their real identity for years. In 1971, the parents, Arthur and Annie Pope, set a napalm lab afire in an effort to hinder the government's Vietnam War campaign. Ever since then, the Popes have been on the run from the FBI, with the authorities never far behind. Today, River is their older son. He wants to live his own life, although he's aware that this would mean that either his parents would get caught or he would never see them again. River plays young Indy in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Acclaimed for its thrilling, action-engaging plot and the compelling father-son dynamic between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery, in 1938, after his father goes missing while pursuing the Holy Grail, Indiana Jones finds himself up against the Nazis again to stop them from obtaining its powers. The film balances humor and drama with standout performances and a quest for the Holy Grail that adds depth. The emotional exploration of their relationship and the blend of action and humor solidify its classic status. Steven Spielberg's direction and John Williams' score are noted as enhancing the film. In I Love You to Death, Joey Bocker, Kevin Kline, owns a pizza parlor and is married to Rosalie Tracy Ullman. He's also a serial womanizer. Rosalie goes to extremes when she finds he has been cheating. River met Keanu on this film, his only comedy. They simply cannot achieve their goal. With My Own Private Idaho, I'm back to Gus Van Sant again after last week's episode. Gus Van Sant has always been an interesting filmmaker. He cares about character and story, and through the process, his artistic integrity is able to shine through his work, and that is why he's considered a prominent director in independent cinema. Classified as coming-of-age, psychological drama, road trip, teen drama, River plays Mike Waters, an aimless, misguided hustler who is befriended by the somewhat older and streetwise Scott Favor, played by Keanu Reeves, who shows him what is necessary to survive. Waters suffers from narcolepsy and can fall asleep at any moment and in almost any circumstance. Favor comes from a rich family and is rebelling against his own background. They travel together extensively. Waters is driven by the need to find his biological mother and spend time in Italy. Later in life, however, Favor has joined mainstream society and has little time for his old friend. Gus Van Sant crafts a very fine film here that focuses on such a lifestyle that we're not exposed to in our everyday lives and turns it into something we can all relate to. Dogfight. Before leaving to fight in Vietnam, a group of teenagers play a game where they try to seduce the ugliest girl they can find. Among the many issues the film addresses are honesty, friendship, forgiveness, war, and love. This is more of a character study and love story than anything else, with River Phoenix and Lily Taylor both just superb in their roles. The script is sharp and refreshingly unsentimental, and the film is extremely well cast, right down to the smallest roles. In Sneakers, a security probe finds his past returning to haunt him when he and his unique team are tasked with retrieving a particularly important item, a black box that can decode encrypted computer firewalls. For Spying, Silent Tongue with Richard Harris, Alan Bates, Dermot Mulroney. Grief-stricken husband reluctant to burn his dead wife's corpse to free the ghost. The Thing Called Love, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, who said it's become a cult classic. Take the bus from New York City to Nashville, make it big in the country music business. Scenes with famous people playing themselves. Some say that country music must be singing about hardship and heartbreak rather than boasting who has the biggest truck. Dark Blood, River's last picture, deals with nuclear testing and its long-lasting deadly effects. The story portrays Boy, a young widower, living in the desert on a nuclear testing site as a hermit, waiting for the end of the world. He carves Kachina dolls that he believes have magical powers. While traveling on a second honeymoon across the Arizona desert, they carve a Hollywood jet setter couple breaks down. Boy rescues them but holds them prisoner because he desires the woman and wants to create a better world with her. Of course, the infamous calamity of River tragically dying before he completed his performance in this picture adds another layer to the iconic mystique of this last opus. River Phoenix died from mixing drugs at Johnny Depp's club, the Viper Room. Judy Davis was saying she wanted to play opposite Depp as Boy. George Sluizer had to rescue his film from the tragedy by explaining how his lead actor just died, then describing scenes, narrating dialogue, compiling and editing clips so he could allow the picture its life. River compromised his professional work by unwisely giving in to reckless drug abuse. He allowed his ego to be pandered to by the false temptations exploited by nefarious pushers. Marlon Brando was one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, admired for his talent, charisma, and unforgettable roles. He won his first Oscar for On the Waterfront 1954, but things took a very different turn with his second win when The Godfather earned him another Academy Award in 1972. Brando refused to attend and sent a Native American representative in his place, using the moment to protest Hollywood's mistreatment and misrepresentation of indigenous peoples. Tom Cruise, like many of the actors on this list, Tom Cruise is a global icon whose career has earned him 3 Golden Globes. Best Actor for Jerry Maguire, 1996, Best Actor for Born on the 4th of July, 1989, and Best Supporting Actor for Magnolia, 1999. But in 2021, he made headlines for a very different reason. He returned all 3 awards. According to reports, Cruise did so as a protest against the ethics and lack of diversity within the organization behind the Globes. Woody Allen. Woody Allen's known for refusing to participate in awards season, despite earning many nominations throughout his career. With around 24 Academy Award nominations, he has attended virtually none of the ceremonies. He's won 4 Oscars, but he never went to pick them up, though he did not decline or return them. And it's not just the Oscars. Allen rarely attends any award ceremonies, including the Golden Globes. George C. Scott. George C. Scott was one of Hollywood's great classic stars, celebrated for his powerful work on both stage and screen. And he was also the first actor in history to refuse an Oscar. Not only did he decline nominations for The Hustler 1961 and The List of Adrian Messenger 1963, but he also rejected the Best Actor award he won for Patton 1970. Scott believed that each performance is too unique to be ranked against another, and that art should never be treated like a competition. Dolly Parton. Actors aren't the only ones who turn down awards, musicians do it too. One of them is Dolly Parton, who has declined more than just music honors. She was selected 3 times for the Presidential Medal of Freedom and turned it down each time. The first 2 refusals were during the pandemic, and the third came from her concern that accepting might seem politically partisan. In addition, in 2022, she also declined a nomination to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saying she hadn't yet earned that right. Katharine Hepburn, the incredible Katharine Hepburn, won 4 Oscars, but she never showed up to collect a single one. She always sent someone else to accept them on her behalf. In fact, she only attended the Oscars once, and it wasn't to receive an award, but to present one. When asked why she stayed away, she summed it up perfectly. Awards are nothing. My reward is my work. Julie Andrews. Born in the United Kingdom, Julie Andrews is adored by Americans for many reasons, including the unforgettable films such as Mary Poppins 1964 and The Sound of Music 1965. But beyond her cinematic gems, she also built a remarkable career in theater. In 1996, she received a Tony nomination for her role in Victor Victoria and chose to decline it. Why? Because she was the only member of the entire cast and production recognized, and she simply didn't think that was fair. In the late 80s, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff won the first ever Grammy for Best Rap Performance. But when they learned that their category wouldn't be televised, they chose to boycott the 1989 Grammy Awards in protest. They didn't turn down the award itself, but their stand made an impact. The following year, the rap category was broadcast on air, finally receiving the same visibility as the others. Sinead O'Connor, she was world famous, and in America we remember her mainly for the unforgettable hit Nothing Compares to You. As a passionate activist, she carried her convictions into her career choices, which led her to turn down her Grammy nomination. She specifically asked that her name be withdrawn, arguing that the Grammys were too commercial and rewarded popularity over ethics, artistry, and musical integrity. Nick Cave, Australian artist, declined his nomination for Best Male Artist at the 1996 MTV Video Music Awards. He even sent a formal letter asking that his name be withdrawn, famously saying, "My muse is not a horse, and I'm not in any horse race." America's 10 favorite dog breeds. According to recent statistics, about 66% of American homes have a pet, and dogs are the clear favorite. How popular are they? It turns out that 65 million US households own at least one dog, so which breeds top the list? Which ones claim the crown as the most chosen in American homes? Join us to see if your favorite breed makes the ranking. Number 1, French Bulldog. The French Bulldog has held the title of the most popular dog breed in the US since 2022. Their friendly and adaptable nature, combined with their small size, makes them perfect companions for people living in apartments or smaller homes. They may snore a little when they sleep, but that only makes them even cuter. Just be cautious around water. Despite their bold personalities, French Bulldogs are not strong swimmers, so it's important to supervise them closely near pools, fountains, or any other body of water. Number 2, Labrador Retriever. In second place, we have the beloved Labrador Retrievers, who were surpassed by French Bulldogs only in 2022. For more than 3 decades, the sweet Labrador was America's favorite dog, and for good reason. Known for their outgoing and gentle temperament, they get along wonderfully with adults, children, and even other animals. Their intelligence and sensitivity also help them stand out not only as loyal family pets and hunting companions, but also as therapy and service dogs. Number 3, Golden Retriever. Right behind Labradors are Golden Retrievers, the good guys of the neighborhood. With their warm temperament and endless energy, they've earned the number 3 spot among the most popular breeds. Often described as people pleasers, Goldens are more than just obedient, they're quick learners who are always eager to join you on any adventure. Number 4, German Shepherd. Fourth on the list are German Shepherds, elegant, impressive dogs, renowned for their loyalty, intelligence, and ability to learn quickly. Unlike Labradors and Golden Retrievers, however, they often have a more serious image, largely because they're commonly associated with police work, search and rescue, and service roles. Naturally protective, they tend to be reserved at first, but become affectionate with those they trust. Do you remember Rin Tin Tin? He was a great example of the breed and helped bring German Shepherds to worldwide fame. Number 5, Poodle. It's hard to write a paragraph about poodles, not because we don't have anything to say, but because it's easy to be distracted by all that cuteness. Ranked 5th among the most popular breeds, poodles also rank among the most intelligent dogs in the world. Their extraordinary smarts and enthusiasm to learn come from their history as skilled hunting dogs and even circus performers. Thanks to their obedience, agility, and strong bond with people, they continue to hold a top spot among America's favorite breeds. Number 6, Dachshund. In sixth place are the adorable Dachshunds. Famous for their long bodies, short legs, and big personalities, these dogs weren't in the top rankings a decade ago. Many people believe their surge in popularity has been fueled in part by viral internet videos showcasing their charm and humor. But don't let their small size fool you. Dachshunds may be small, but their deep bold bark makes them sound much bigger than they really are. Number 7, Beagle. Beagles come in 7th place, though if they were a contest for best ears, they'd surely take first. They're loved not only for their adorable looks, but also for their intelligence and, above all, their extraordinary sense of smell. Originally bred as rabbit hunting hounds, beagles have a highly efficient nose and a powerful tracking instinct. Number 8, Rottweiler. With their striking appearance and muscled bodies, Rottweilers naturally command respect. Known for their loyalty and strong protective instincts, Rottweilers are a favorite among families who have enough space for these large, energetic dogs. Did you know they're considered one of the oldest surviving dog breeds? It's true. Their ancestors are believed to have accompanied the legions of the ancient Roman Empire, where they were used to herd and guard livestock. Number 9, Bulldog. They may have a grumpy look, but bulldogs are incredibly sweet and calm. Ranked number 9 on the list, this lovable breed is a great choice for anyone looking for a dog that easily adapts to their home and lifestyle. While they're not exactly lazy, bulldogs do enjoy taking plenty of breaks and conserving their energy, often choosing a cozy spot on the couch over a run around the block. Plus, with those funny faces, you'll never run out of excellent pictures. Number 10, German Short-Haired Pointer. Last on this list, but still among the most popular breeds in the country, the German Short-Haired Pointer is admired for its elegance and presence. Originally bred in Germany as versatile hunting dogs, this breed excels at pointing, retrieving, and tracking. With their boundless energy, German Short-Haired Pointers are best suited to homes with plenty of outdoor space, as their athletic build and enthusiasm also help them shine in a wide range of dog sports. So this week was a good variety of entertaining things to think about, a full thorough look through the famous, sadly brief life of River Phoenix, a look at famous people's attitude to award ceremonies, and lastly, America's 10 favorite dog breeds. Make sure you follow me and see what I'm presenting for you next week. Such a fantastic, wonderful time of year in the springtime. Still got chilly drops in temperature even after super warm days, though. Gotta keep watching the weather.